Yeah, so this is just the drive-in to the approach for the area over here. This is where we'll be taking the wood from. Once I've got my bearings and worked out how I'm going to do it. As you can tell, I haven't put the centre console on. You can see the road, well the track underneath there. This is a bit loud, but hey ho, never mind. So I'm just going to park up and then I'll be back with you. Yep, so here we are. Here's the Land Rover, the Land Rover 300 TDI Discovery. It's got a 2-inch lift on it. That means the body's been lifted up 2-inch on springs. It's well used. Don't get me wrong, but it keeps going forever. As you can tell, I still haven't put the console on, like I said earlier. That just needs to be put in. And that's it really, and everything else is ready. It's 156,000 miles on it. Just done the clutch on it. It's got a brand new full through exhaust as well. And I've done the antifreeze yesterday. Done that. Dropped it. 10-15 minute job just to do that. So that's all ready for the winter now. Yeah, this is part of the place I've just pulled up. What I'm going to do, I've got me what I call my woodsman stove, which is part of the Swedish Army cook kit, which I'll show you about later. I think they're about a £5 or something like that off eBay or something, wherever I got it from. Fantastic bit of kit. Comes with another load of burners and stuff, so I will do a thing on that. This is what I call my woodman stove. As you can see, all it is basically, it's I think this was 762. To tell you the truth, I'm not 100%. Oh no, it's a paraloom. So basically, it's stuff the Shamuli things coming. Basically, a flare that's on a parachute. And all I've done is cut a big hole there. Take the top off. It's nice easy. Hang on, to be with you in a second. There we go, that's better. Right, yeah, so I've cut the hole in the back there, and I've drilled a set of holes across the top and double set on the bottom. The top set is the is basically, and the bottom set is for ventilation here. This here is for these little spikes. And all that happens is spike goes through, and then one of the from the opposite end type of thing. You get the picture, and then it builds a little rack on top that I can put my container on, or I can just cook straight off it. As you notice, it has got dry wood in it and paper. It's basically set up so all I have to do is put a match to it. I'll empty this out a bit to give it a bit more free movement of air, and it'll just put a match to it, as I said, at this end, draws it through, and Bob's your uncle. Got a fire going. I'll get my brew on, and what I'll do, then I'll go up onto the riverbank and have a look across at the pond and see what we can. Yeah, so this is my little woodman's cook stove, as I'll call it. And like I said, all it is an ammunition can or some type of ex-military metal container with the little kebab sticks. Or I forgot what these are off now, to tell you the truth. I think they were like that. That was a kebab skewer, and I've just cut them in half. And the one end I've just bent over. That way I can still use these as some type of little spike, holding spike, or something to hold the any meat on if I do want to kebab it that way still. But like, as you can see, it just makes a little grate that you can put your container on, whatever your container is going to be. In this case, I've got one of these Swedish Army cook sets. I'm just using the top part of it at the moment. So let's get some water in there for a brew. I'll get the brew going, and then I can just leave it then, walk away, and cig bottle, another bit of a good kit if you can, you can get hold of them cheap enough. I think keep them clean, last for years. So yeah, I'll keep it pre-packed with wood. So when I finish with it, all I do is clean it out, repack it with newspaper, dry wood, drop everything inside it, put the lid on, and that's it. I can forget about it then. Then when I need it, all I have to do is take it out, and hopefully it should light. First time, and start getting itself burning, so I can, like I say, get a brew on. There's wood already underneath, so we'll come back to that later once I've had a look around the pond from the riverbank type of thing. As you can see, it's getting itself going now. So it's just waiting, just a case of waiting for that to boil while I've got while I'm doing other things, multitasking I think they call it. Alright, speak to you in a bit. Right, here I am on the riverbank. Landed down there, and somewhere in there you should be able to see a couple of wisps of smoke. That's me brew going. I said multitasking, and really the area I've got to cover is all this. And all the way down the side there, and over the back. Yeah, so like I said, some trust has now been given some grant to clean it all out, to prettify it up a bit really. Like I said, it's on the edge of our village. It's not really used. A lot of people don't come up here. We've got two quite big ponds in the village. One's further the other side of the village. That's used quite a lot, but this one's not. I think it's because it's so remote out the village. But yeah, it's a nice little place, nice little pond. It's in two halves. Just the other side of these reeds, it opens out again to something about this size. It's like a double little pond. Yeah, so the trees around the side, the trees over there need to go, and there's a bit further down here. Some of these need to go as well. Just basically to keep it open, manageable, and in a good order. So yeah, I'll be cracking on with that. I've asked about these reeds. These are, as you see, there's the two heights. The little ones are just growing through. But when I first come to the village, hardly any of this was here. So in 5 years, well, 10 years I've been in the village, so say over the last 5 years, this has just slowly crept forward, and it'll just carry on that way. So I spoke to the one of the lads who's dealing with it, and he said there will be, knocking it, taking it back, but they've got there's a fine line between conserving the area, natural beauty and whatever, wildlife and everything, and then being practical of getting the job done once, do it properly. It was up to me, I'd just take it right back and let nature take its course again over the next 5-10 years. But some of the eco-warrior types want it left alone, but all that'll do is choke off the water supply. And whatever fish and wildlife's in there gets more and more restricted, and then you only get certain species that'll operate in here. Like, as you can tell, it's just all this, like I said, used to be just open water. Now it's all overgrown, so it needs to be squared up. Yeah, so the made me brew. So you British ex-military lads, you'll remember this stuff. There's my brew in one of the metal mugs, which I could use for cooking, but I don't. I just use it for. This was packed in 2006. Coffee and stuff like that, and the good old Yorkie. Remember that? It's not for civvies, right? It says it there. No, it's not for civvies, right? But I've got one. So yeah. So what bothers me? I'd say the economic collapse, as I've said before. the country can't keep printing money. We can't keep being in debt, and it's the same with you know, America, China, and all this. Sooner or later somebody's going to have to pull the plug. Um, it's, you know, you got Greece that are all kicking off at the moment. You can't blame them. I'd be doing exactly the same if it was me. And this austerity measures kicked in through the greed of others. Turn that back a bit. Yeah, so it is just a case of that worries me is the economic collapse and the social disorder that goes with that, the public disorder that comes after it. We've seen it during the London riots and not just the London riots, but the riots up and down the country the other year. That it's greed, instant gratification that these youths want these days. And it's not just the youth; we've had years and years of a nanny state looking after us, doing everything for us. You know, every man and his dog's got his own cause, and they have you know, groups set up for it, funds set up for it. Well, it's a load of cobblers, really, isn't it? The reason the country's in this state is because nobody really wants to take personal responsibility for themselves. You know, you want to bang out 8, 9 kids, fair play to you, you keep banging them out, but as long as you can afford them, and I'm not paying for them, I've got my own kids to pay for. You know, if you don't want to work, then you don't get fed. You know, it's that simple. But we can't carry on as we are. I don't think anywhere in Europe, any country in the world, it's just all, you know, as people say, kicking the can down the road, or wallpapering over the cracks. Eventually, it's going to get too big. You're not going to be able to kick that can, and then it's all going to go wrong. That's why I prep. That's why I keep food, you know, squirreled away to feed my family, and things like this. You know, because I've got the wood burner now, and I've got access to wood. I know my bills are going to go down. You know, the energy companies in the UK just put the prices up by, I think it was 8%, just an instant hit 8%, and there's nothing you can do about it. You either, you know, turn the gas on or you don't turn the gas on, turn your lights on or you don't turn your lights on. But with the burner now, which I'd recommend anybody, if you can get one, get hold of one. They are the future. You know, prices aren't, you know, they're not going to go down. You know, we're heading for darker days, I'm afraid. All this year we've had the Olympics, which cost billions or millions, whatever you want to call them. We'll never see that money back again. We've had a royal wedding. He got married. You know, it keeps the people occupied for a bit. We didn't have any nuclear, you know, we didn't have any terrorist attack, which I was very surprised about. But we really got these terrorists who are going to blow us up at the drop of a hat. You know, the backpack brigade. I think the Olympics would have been an ideal opportunity, but nothing happened. Not even a lone wolf, which I find it hard to believe. With all these Al Qaeda, you know, Talibanistans and stuff like that want to be kicking off all the time. They don't do during the Olympics, and it's not because our security forces are the best in the world, because they're far from it. You know, they do a good job with the resources and the restrictions they've got, but you're not telling me that one individual couldn't have pipe bombed a train station. Don't believe it. Load of crap. But like I said, the government has been keeping people happy until this year. With all the events that have been going on, the world events that are the spotlight on the country, they've stopped now. We've got nothing. There's no weddings coming up. We might get a war to divert our attention. We might not. Depends on what the politicians want to play with, what they want to decide to do this time. But yeah, now we've got nothing to look forward to. There's no big events. We don't have to keep the public quiet, and I think we'll have another round of cuts. To tell you the truth, that's you know, to the councils, the NHS, which is the National Health Service, which is a free service. Well, it's not free to me because I pay tax, so I'm paying for it in advance. Some people don't pay anything and get a pair of tits out of it if they want it, you know, or they're meat and two veg turned inside out. But I'm ranting now, so I'll let you get off because I've got some work to do. I've got my ration pack brew to drink, which coffee's quite good in the ration packs. I'm quite surprised with it. The only problem is these mugs get really hot. Really brings back good memories. Alright then, speak to you later. Ta-ra.